John Hole gets it started. Jimmy Horn Jr. awaits. From his own 2, catches it the second time. He's got speed, and he's brought down at the 21-yard line. 39th career start for Shedeur Sanders comes against 11 on the Nebraska defense and nearly 88,000 in the stands. Had the kind of day he expected to get the season started. 445 passing yards, the highest of any quarterback in the Power 4 conference. For the first time this season, on the road. Play action. Ball knocked down to the line of scrimmage. They tried to get it to Travis Hunter, but Ty Robinson batted it down right away. A look at the starting lineups delivered by Papa John's. And the eyes right away, Colt, go outside to an elite receiving group.
These receivers are outstanding. You're going to see them play on Sundays. Number 12, Travis Hunter. Number 5, Jimmy Horn Jr. Number 10, LaJohntay Wester. These are playmakers.
Again to the air, quickly behind the line of scrimmage, and a drop. 2 incompletions to get started. LaJohntay Wester had it, and the drop brings up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, another quick game throw here by Shedeur Sanders, just getting the ball out of his hands quickly. LaJohntay Wester wishes he could have that one back.
Only incentivize the crowd here in Lincoln. 3rd and 10.
It is so loud.
Nebraska brings 4. Sanders in trouble. Down he goes! Ty Robinson batted down the ball on the 1st down and comes up with a sack on 3rd.
What a great 3-play stretch for Ty Robinson. He won his one-on-one matchup. He gets to the quarterback quickly. And on 3rd and 10, you do exactly what Nebraska wanted to do on defense, is get off the field and sack the quarterback. What a great start for this Nebraska defense.
We thought they might come out running. They try the air 3 times, 2 incompletions and a sack. And they'll punt it away. Mark Vassett didn't picture it this way. 3 yards deep in his own end zone. Isaiah Garcia Castaneda back to receive. Almost blocked it. Low end over end punt. Garcia Castaneda picks it up on the 40. Sees a little bit of a gap and gets out just inside of Colorado territory. Highest ranked recruit ever at quarterback for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, named the starting quarterback August 21st. Made quite the debut last weekend, Colt, in an easy win over UTEP.
He played really well last week. Tonight, I mean, this crowd is electric. I know he's so excited for this opportunity. He just got to trust the guys up front. His offensive line is the heartbeat of this offense, and they're going to give him time. They're going to run the football. I'm excited to watch him play.
Nebraska played 4 running backs last weekend. We expect to see all 4 again. First one on the field is Ramir Johnson. Right to the air, they get it to Johnson. Tries to cut it up. Good open field tackle by the Buffaloes. DJ McKinney, one of their starting cornerbacks. A look at the starting lineups delivered by Papa John. So they have youth at quarterback, but a lot of experience, as you pointed out, Colt, up front.
Yeah, we talked about this offensive line, but this group has over 150 starts combined throughout their career. They're physical up front. They're all veteran guys, and it all starts up front with them.
Ramir Johnson remains the tailback. His first carry right up the middle, hit low, and goes down right away. Picks up 2 to bring up 3rd down and 10. We take a look now at the starters for the Colorado defense. And the front 7 we expect to be tested by the run and the pass tonight.
Yeah, we do. We talked to Coach Rob Livingston, and he just said we have to stop the run up front. And I think that starts with number 97, Chidozie Nwankwo. Really physical, really disruptive, takes on double teams. Kind of starts with him up front.
Nebraska converted over half of the 3rd downs last week. Their first one here, 3rd and 10. Raiola's got a lot of room to run, and he picks up the first by himself. Hit from behind, it goes down to the 37. Cameron Silman Craig finally got to him. First down after a gain of 13.
That's one way to get your first third down conversion. Dylan Raiola standing in the pocket, looks left, nobody's there, climbs up with his eyes downfield, takes a lick, sees a lane.
And that's a big body quarterback coming out to the defensive backfield as well. 6'3", 230. Tailback is now Dante Dowdell. First year on campus after transferring from Oregon. Ja'Cory Barney, true freshman, around the left side, breaks one tackle. Close to another first down. A giant hit absorbed on the sideline. But that's another good gain. The freshman picks up 8. Levante Bentley, the linebacker, had that hit.
I really like getting Ja'Cory Barney involved in this offense early. He's quick, he's shifty. He didn't get a lot of touches last week, but getting him a touch early in this game, getting him going, could be an impact player tonight.
Surprised the hometown Hurricanes by picking the Cornhuskers here. Whistles blow before the snap.
Previous play is under review for purposes of reviewing potential targeting.
Well, I said it was a giant hit on Ja'Cory Barney. We're going to check and see if it was actually a legal hit. Levante Bentley had a full sprint, the linebacker. And it looks like he lowered the crown of the helmet right there. We have with us, as usual, our rules analyst, Terry McCauley. Terry, good evening. What do you see right there?
Paul, it is clear he lowers his head and he leads with the crown. Now we have to determine, does he make forcible contact with the crown? It looks like initially there's contact helmet to shoulder that is the hairline. And then the helmet, the crown follows through to the helmet. I do believe this is forcible with the crown. Replay will have to have indisputable evidence to confirm that.
How much does it matter, Terry, as you pointed out that the first contact was to the shoulder?
It doesn't take off the potential for targeting. There still remains, is there forcible contact with the crown to any part of the opponent's body? And again, it appears that it is crown to helmet.
There is no foul for targeting on the play.
It would seem that the Big Ten Command Center disagrees. Obviously, forcible contact is subjective. I still believe that it is.
All right, Terry, thank you. We'll talk to you again here throughout the evening. The referee tonight is Mike McCabe from a Big 12 conference crew. Levante Bentley, one of the best tacklers at linebacker, remains in the game. And Nebraska has second down 2. A couple of big plays there. Raiola running for 13. And then Ja'Cory Barney just picked up 8. Play action completes. And that's Jamal Banks, the transfer from Wake Forest. Good spin out to the 25-yard line and a gain of 5.
Like this concept, second and short. Let's get a touch to one of our best receivers. Number 4 coming across the line. You know, we talked about Colorado plays a lot of man coverage. That's a great man beater early in the game.
So Dylan Raiola has 1 first down picked up via the run and 1 via the pass. First down and 10. First drive for Nebraska tonight. Dante Dowdell, big room up the middle, and a strong finish to the 11. The Oregon transfer gets another first down. Shiloh Sanders made the stop.
And I like the tempo that Nebraska is playing with right now. They're not really huddling. They're kind of just communicating a little bit at the line of scrimmage. Really nice run by Dante Dowdell there. Gets his pads downhill, and we got a first down inside the 20.
I mentioned we expect to see 4 tailbacks, but Matt Rule did tell us yesterday in our meeting Ramir Johnson and Dante Dowdell would be the ones to get the most carries, and they've seen that so far tonight. Dowdell again up the middle and into the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska. One drive, 1 touchdown for the home Huskers. Good blocking up front.
Yeah, watch number 24 right here. He's going to pull through the line of scrimmage and create a great hole for Dante Dowdell to run through. And, I mean, it's him in the end zone, and he does a great job getting 6 for this Nebraska Cornhuskers offense.
Dowdell, couple of carries for 25 yards and the touchdown. And we're about to see Shedeur Sanders and the Colorado offense for the second time tonight. Both teams have had it once, and the Huskers lead by 7. Jimmy Horn Jr. on the other side here. His second kick return tonight. Cross the 20, cut back at the 30, and still going. He's got speed to burn inside of Nebraska territory. Couldn't quite turn the corner, but wow, what a return from the wide receiver slash kick returner, Jimmy Horn.
I mean, Jimmy Horn, what a return. When the ball is in this guy's hands, just watch out. Plays in the slot, plays kick returner, great blocker in the run game. He's Mr. Do-It-All. That's a return that's going to change the momentum of this game real quick.
That's exactly what the Colorado offense needed. Horn Jr., 198 yards receiving last week, and he stays hot here early in week 2. Colorado offensively went 3 and out, 2 incompletions, and a sack with their first possession. This one begins 1st and 10 on the Nebraska 37. Sanders in trouble again. Second sack tonight. Nash Hutmaker, Ty Robinson, both in. Loss of 11.
Man, this is really good coverage on the back end by Nebraska's secondary. And then I want you to watch Nash Hutmaker. He's going to come through the line of scrimmage. And this is what they talked about all week. Win your one-on-one matchups. He does, and he gets Shadur on the ground for a big sack.
Colorado allowed only 1 sack last week. That was their second already tonight. 2 incompletions, 2 sacks for Sanders. Now he gets started, a completion to the 40-yard line. Good job of breaking a tackle by Jimmy Horn Jr. and fighting out to the 37. The original line of scrimmage after a gain of 9. We take a look at the Nebraska starting defense. They were very good last year, Colt. The majority of the starters are back as well.
And it starts up front. I know they've made plays already, but Jamari Butler, Nash Hutmaker, Ty Robinson, these guys are the leaders of this unit. And their #1 job tonight is to get to the quarterback.
Blitz situation likely. We just saw the defensive coordinator, Tony White, for Nebraska. 3rd down 11. Sanders, 5-man rush, quick completion out to the 30, and down to the 28-yard line goes Will Shepard, the transfer from Vanderbilt. His first catch gets him 10. They're 1 yard short. Decision time for Deion Sanders.
Yeah, this was a good check by Shadur Sanders. He sees off coverage, throws an inside slant to Will Shepard, and big decision time for Shadur Sanders in this offense. I like their decision to go for it.
Early test for the Buffalo offensive line on 4th and 1. Offerdahl cuts it back, met at the line of scrimmage, didn't get there. 4th and 1, he lost 2. Mackay. Nebraska's defense just came through in a big way on 4th and 1. They came up with a stop. Colt, what'd you see?
Yeah, I just want you to watch number 42, Mackay Bayer. This offensive line is going to crash down. The read is right here. But 42, Bayer does a great job off the flow of this defense, recognizing the run and just finding a way to make a big stop on 4th down. Great recognition by him playing linebacker.
Tony White, defensive coordinator in his 2nd year with the Huskers, told us yesterday, asked him, what'd you like best about your first effort of the season? Said, we tackled really well in space. Wonderful example right there. And now Nebraska's offense back on the field. They scored a touchdown on their first drive. Quickly out to the right. Big hit as soon as the catch was made. A reception for a loss of 3. Travis Hunter, the All-American, coming up with the hit.
You got to be real careful throwing a bubble screen to Travis Hunter's side. We have to get the block there by Isaiah Nair. Just have to get hands on him. He is a ball hawk. He finds the football. That's a big-time play by Travis Hunter.
You love the stats and the versatility and the excitement, but he comes up to hit from that corner spot. 2nd down 12, Ramir Johnson the back. Another pass for Raiola, floats it, crosser on the run across the 30, and a big hit on Nair at the 32-yard line. His first catch, he had a big week 1 against UTEP. That time he gets 4.
I like what Nebraska's doing with their offense and with Dylan Raiola. This is a big hit right there. Man. But they're just calling plays to get the ball out of his hand. He's throwing little bubble screens. He got a free completion to Ja'Cory Barner early in the game on a little toss sweep. Finds the shallow runner right there Isaiah Nayer. These are good things to get your freshman quarterback going early.
3rd down and 8. I mentioned the success he had last week. You just saw it right there. He kept it himself. Now this is a swing out to the right side. Ja'Cory Barney once again. He's about half a yard short, and a late flag comes in. He got 7. Preston Hodge made the tackle. And we'll sort through the flag here. Referee Mike McCabe.
It's like we might get a little holding, it looks like.
Nebraska clearly wanting to get the ball to their wideouts behind the line of scrimmage multiple times already tonight.
Yeah, I think they're going to get number 18, Isaiah Nayer, holding Travis Hunter.
Holding. Offense number 18. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
What do you think, Colt?
Yeah, so that's a big decision by Coach Sanders, right? Do you want to give him 4th and 1 at the 40 or take the penalty and let him play 3rd and long, one more snap?
I would have guessed they would have said, go ahead. 4th down on your own part of the field there. It was a full 1 yard. It wasn't like it was a couple of inches.
Yeah, I dare you. I dare you to go for this. But they elect to take the penalty. Now it's 3rd and long for Dylan Raiola in this offense. Remember, last 3rd and long, he ran for a 1st down.
That's right. Raiola starts out a perfect 5 out of 5, but a conservative 12 yards. They bring 4. Raiola, plenty of time and more. Steps up, little fling out to the far sideline, and a completion and a gang tackle there by the Buffaloes. Ramir Johnson, the tailback, brings that in after a gain of 8.
Great job by Nebraska's offensive line up front right here. I just want you to watch them. They are really good in pass protection. Dylan's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He finally scrambles out and rallying to the tackle by Colorado's defense. That's a good job keeping him short of the chains. And we got to the same spot we were the last play.
Yeah, also got a little taste, Colt, of how Raiola can fling the ball from any kind of arm angle and body position. See that a number of times here throughout the night. LaJohntay Wester back to receive the punts. Well, that is a boomer. And he'll just let that bounce inside the 10. And it takes a Cornhusker now in Lincoln. This is trouble for Colorado. They've had the ball twice. They have negative 22 rushing yards. Shedeur Sanders is standing in his own end zone on 1st and 10. 7 yards deep. Lets it go to the sideline. Pick 6. Tommy Hill, the short run to the house.
Make a play, Tommy Hill. Yesterday we had the chance to sit down with Matt Rule, and he told us Tommy Hill has a chance to be a 1st-round pick corner, and he just made a game-changing play right there. That's big time.
Early last year, Tommy Hill was a wide receiver, switched to corner. Deion Sanders talking to his son Shedeur, and that's not a pretty extra point, but it counts for the 1 point. Nebraska on top 14-0. They have a touchdown run. They have a pick 6 from Tommy Hill.
Yeah, Shedeur Sanders backed up in his own end zone. It is loud. He's been sacked a couple times already. He's just a little bit late throwing to the field. And Tommy Hill breaks on this football, has eyes on the quarterback, great vision.
Ended last season in the Big Ten #1 in passes defended. The good stretch and the catch there, and the short jaunt to the house. Tommy Hill feeling one way, Shedeur Sanders the other. Painfully ironic, Colt, for Colorado fans, because as Nebraska fans will celebrate, maybe the best thing Shedeur Sanders does is protect the football.
He does not turn the ball over. That's very rare. You don't see that very often. But when you're in a backed up situation like that, things just have to be on time.
Tommy Hill getting ready to go right back out there. Same could be said for Shedeur Sanders. He lives at 70%. 4-year starter, 2 at Jackson State, 2 at Colorado. under 50% so far. He's been sacked twice, and that pick just cost him a touchdown.
It might be the one thing that wakes this Colorado offense up, though. Right now we're down 14. All right, let's just go play. We got nothing to lose now.
Jimmy Horn will let that one go through the back of the end zone. And Shedeur Sanders, uphill battle now. Inside of 6 minutes left in the first quarter. 39th start. Been a disaster so far as they trail by 2 touchdowns. But you've got the experience. He's been in this spot before. And you know he has the confidence to come back.
He absolutely does have the confidence. And look, their offense is built for this. They've got skill guys all over the place. They're a spread offense. They're not afraid to throw the football. They're a couple big plays away from just jumping right back into this game.
Empty backfield, 3 wideouts to his left. 4-man rush. Sanders in trouble, trying to escape. Eyes downfield. Once again, he goes down. 3rd time he's been sacked. MJ Sherman gets him for a loss of 5.
The pressure from this Nebraska defense is just relentless. They are coming from every angle. MJ Sherman brings him down behind the line of scrimmage. We talked about Shedeur being able to make plays outside the pocket. He just has no time right now.
They sacked him 7 times last season. That's their 3rd already. Quickly. And a right now catch, LeJohntay Wester. Big hit on the 25-yard line. They get a little bit back after a gain of 5, Colt, but this has been a theme early for Shedeur. 3rd down and long, and what are you going to do?
Exactly. Right, they're doing a great job of not having to bring a whole lot of pressure to him. Their front 4 are getting home. Could this place be any louder right now?
Man, oh man, exactly as we expected. As you mentioned, Colt, they found success getting to him, just bringing 3 or 4. Colorado 0 for 2, converting on 3rd down. Quick drop. Between the hashes, incomplete. Through the hands of LeJohntay Wester. 2nd time he's got both hands on the ball and dropped it tonight. The captain, Isaac Gifford, was right there in coverage.
This is a nice job by Shedeur Sanders stepping up in the pocket. When things just aren't going your way, you want somebody to step up and make a play. The ball goes just right through LeJohntay Wester's hand. He wished he could come down with that for a 1st down, but Nebraska got him for another 3 and out.
Shedeur Sanders has as many sacks as he does completions right now. And also responsible for the pick 6. Garcia Castaneda won't get a chance to bring that one back. Cornhusker defense has been excellent in the run game in the past. Another tough side for Colorado. Their starting safety, Shiloh Sanders, 6-year senior, moments ago, leaving the field, going into the locker room. For more, here's Catherine Tappan.
Yeah, well, Paul, not much new to report there other than the fact that the team personnel were holding his helmet as he walked to the locker room. Right now I'm being told he is probable to return to this game.
Catherine, thank you. Back to the ground game for Nebraska. Big hole. Into the 2nd level goes Dante Dowdell. He got off to a nice start last weekend. Better start tonight, gain of 8.
Little counter action here. I want you to watch number 44. The run game starts with these tight ends. He's going to come across the ball, get a great kick-out block, and Dante Dowdell runs for 8. Again, you keep running for 7 or 8 yards, it's going to be a long night.
And you're going to get it again. Not as big a game that time, but enough for a 1st down. Colt, one of the stories of this game, after that gain of 4, Nebraska has 53 rushing yards. Colorado has -27.
That's a pretty big contrast there.
It's a massive contrast.
What I really like from Nebraska right now is they're switching tempos. They get on the ball, they do a little, communication, they go quick. Then now they're huddling up. They're in bigger personnel, 2 tight ends on the field. They're dictating this game so far.
Raiola this time under center. Ramir Johnson's is back. Roll out. Sets up. Touch pass. A wide open man. Off his fingertips. Jalen Lloyd did not have a catch last week. Wants that one back.
Love this little reverse action. Again, it's a man coverage situation, and the ball just goes right off his fingertips. Dillon put a lot of air on that football. I bet he wishes he could just have that one back. Almost a great explosive play.
First incompletion for Raiola. He's 6 out of 7. Second down 10. Ramir Johnson is tailback. He tries it up the middle. More space inside. Breaks a tackle down to the 32-yard line. Offensive line winning for the Huskers, that time for 11.
This offensive line is doing a great job getting pushed, but again, it's the tight ends. Watch Thomas Fidone pull through here, get a kick-out block for Ramir Johnson. And when they're running this scheme and they're getting 10 or 12 yards a pop, it's going to be hard to stop.
First and 10 already up 14. This time Colorado's defense is there. And from the moment we started talking about this game, Cole, I asked, who has an advantage up front? We always go up front first, and time after time you said Nebraska's offensive line is pretty good.
They're just big, they're physical, they do a really nice job moving the line of scrimmage. They do the counter action schemes, they do downhill double team schemes, and really they're kind of doing what they want right now.
Out rushing Colorado by 90 yards right now. Setting up the play action. Raiola wants to come back the other side. A floater to Fidone. Got the left hand on it, but that was it. And a flag comes in. A lot of contact there. Cameron Silman-Craig.
There was a lot of hand fighting there. It did look like a pass interference penalty to me. Looked like he grabbed him.
Defense number 7. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Exactly. You see him grab his right arm right there. It's interesting, you had the sideline judge not throw the flag, and the guy in the back threw the flag. He may have had a better view at it, but I think that's a pretty fair call.
Deion Sanders had his defense play man over 70% of the snaps in game 1. Matt Rule told us yesterday, okay, you're going to play man. My question, can your safeties and linebackers cover our tight ends? And they're going right at that matchup. Dante Dowdell back in now, first and 10 on the 17-yard line. Raiola to Dowdell. Good form tackle there right at the 16-yard line. And that's Cameron Silman-Craig. He just had the penalty.
I like how Nebraska's taking shots, right? They started with a lot of quick game, get the ball out of the freshman quarterback's hand. And this drive, they've pushed the ball down the field.
Marcus Satterfield, offensive coordinator. He was on the field for a spot of last year. Said he can spread out, get away from the emotion of the game upstairs. And this time dials up a run. Dowdell again inside the 10, leaping inside the 5. Flag is out. Out where the offensive linemen sometimes get called for holding. Would be a Nebraska gain of 14.
Yeah, I think they're going to get the right tackle, Bryce Benhart, on a hold here.
Offense number 54. 10-yard penalty. Replay. Third down. Second down. Correction.
Yeah, that's a good call by the refs here.
That's a tackle.
Levante Bentley plays with pretty good leverage, kind of gets up underneath Benhart. Benhart's 6'9". I mean, that is crazy. That's a hard block for him, but that's a good call. That's a holding all day.
6'9's impressive, Colt. I think even more. 43rd start, all at right tackle, most ever for a Nebraska offensive lineman. Raiola from the shotgun, quickly out of his hands, has a completion inside the 25. Down to the 20 goes the freshman Ja'Cory Barney. They continue to emphasize getting him the ball, and he gets 6.
And that's a good job. And if you're Nebraska right here, just see how he just flicks it. The ball spins out of his hand. If you're Nebraska right here, it's 3rd and 13. You're in red zone territory. You know you got a field goal in your pocket. Right, if we're going to throw this football, let's be sure.
Just saw Matt Rule. He said he's not going to be conservative with his young quarterback making his second start. Timeout called by the Cornhuskers.
I like this timeout. I'm sure that's exactly what we're talking to Dillon about. Hey, look, we got a field goal.
30 seconds.
If you like the look, we're gonna take a shot, but let's be conservative here.
A lot of talk about how Dylan Raiola looks a lot like Patrick Mahomes and throws the ball a lot like him as well. We're not saying he's as good, but you cannot deny the fact that the arm angles and the off-platform throws, It's a part of his game. I asked him about it yesterday, and he said, hey, off platform, off schedule, athletic throws, something I do very, very well. And yes, he does have a connection with Patrick Mahomes. They do communicate, and looks a lot like 15 in Kansas City right there.
I mean, one thing's for sure, there's just not a lot of guys that can do that. Right? Same hairdo. And I'm not big on comparisons, but if you're going to look up to a guy and you're going to model your game after somebody, I mean, there's nobody better than Patrick Mahomes.
That's not bad. How about being 19 years old and having that as a friend and a resource? He said the best advice he's given him, prepare during the week, and then just let it rip on the weekend. 3rd down and 13. 4-man rush. Raiola from the pocket on the crosser to the 20, down to the 15-yard line. Isaiah Nair didn't get nearly enough. They wanted the catch and run, and it only worked for 7. And he wants to go. Is he going to get the green light? No.
Oh, you got to kick a field goal here. I like the play call by Marcus Satterfield. Look, we're gonna run a double post action into the end zone. If you like your shot, take it. If not, just check it down a little route across the middle, see if he can make a play, and helps your field goal kicker by 8 yards.
4th and 7. When you're already up 14, it would seem like a field goal is coming, but we shall see. And with a chance to add to their lead to go up 17-0. They thought about it. 4th and 7. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and attempt the field goal from 32 yards out. Tristan Alvano was perfect last week. Made all his extra points. 1 for 1 of the field goal from 21 yards out. This one a little further back from 32. And he pulled it. Lead remains 14-0. Snap and hold look good. Just a flat pull there by Tristan Alvano.
Looks like a pretty decent hold, pretty decent snap. And if Colorado was looking for a break, they just got one finally.
Yeah, they've had a nice kickoff return to set up the offense. Now they're not in good field position here, but that is a little bit of momentum. First quarter was a nightmare for Shedeur Sanders. They have negative rushing yards. He's only 3 out of 7. As I mentioned, the 3 sacks. Threw a pick, which is rare for him. It was run back for a score. See if they can hit Control-Alt-Delete here and get hot in the second quarter. Sanders gives inside. Dallin Hayden, the former Ohio State Buckeye. Decent start. Gain of 4. The defense for Nebraska has been pretty good.
Yeah, watch this defensive line. They are just getting so much movement. Right, Nash Hutmaker coming up the middle. I mean, Shedeur has nowhere to go. He's going through his reads, and all of a sudden he's getting hit, and then you get him in a backed up situation. And a rare mistake for a senior quarterback like that, and Nebraska capitalizes with a pick 6. This defense is playing lights out.
Second down 6, back-to-back run plays wrapped up from the backside. Cameron Lenhart was there to greet him and rip him back. Another negative play, that's a loss of 2.
Yeah, great play by Cameron Leonard here. I like that Colorado's trying to run the football, calm the crowd down. But Cameron Leonard, again, the 3-3-5 defense, what does this allow you to do? It allows your big guys up front to just rush the quarterback and your linebackers to create chaos. They're crashing their gaps. There's always somebody in the hole. And so far, the defensive plan for Nebraska is playing true.
3rd down 7. Linebacker blitz on the way, quickly out of his hands. First down, Travis Hunter. Classic down and out. They move the chains with a gain of 9.
Now Shedeur Sanders can just take a deep sigh of relief. He's going to get Travis Hunter here running an out route. Simple throw and catch. But a big first down for Colorado. I mean, this is what they needed. Right now, let's get into our offense. Let's maybe get back into our first 15 plays to try to get in the flow here.
You say big first down. How about their first down? The offense that had over 500 yards last week. From the 32, play action. Lets this one go down the far sideline. A lot of contact, but the ball way out of bounds. No flag, and second down 10 coming up.
I don't know if they think that ball is uncatchable. Yeah, that's probably what they called here, because there was a big pull on Travis Hunter's jersey here by Tommy Hill right there.
Terry, what do you think of that call?
Yeah, Paul, it is clearly uncatchable, and the field judge at the time gave the uncatchable signal. He waves his hand over his head, the uncatchable signal, so he ruled that immediately. Correct call, correct decision.
Shedeur Sanders, 70% career, under 50% so far tonight. Second down 10, another linebacker blitz. Shifting and finding an open man at the 34-yard line. A good open field tackle. Savell Smalls, the tight end, with his first catch of the season. Gets to Marquise Buford, made sure it didn't get any more, and another 3rd and long coming up.
We've talked about the Nebraska's defensive line getting pressure. They are constantly changing up the coverages in the back end. They are not showing a veteran quarterback like Shedeur Sanders the same coverage over and over, and they got him in a big 3rd and long situation here.
Shedeur was confident when we talked to him yesterday. No matter what they show me, I'll have the answer. Needs one here on 3rd and 8. Another 5-man rush. Sanders sacked again. Down to the 32, Jamari Butler in. Loss of 2.
Just Jamari Butler is relentless at getting to the quarterback. Nebraska actually plays a version of man. Jamari Butler wins his one-on-one matchup, and that's what this game is about. We talked about it. If they can win their one-on-ones against this Colorado offensive line and get home on 3rd downs, they got a chance, and they're doing it early tonight.
Mark Vassett punting to Garcia Castaneda. Another low end-over-end punt. Bounces on the 31. Buffalo bounce inside the 15-yard line. Big Ten Saturday night, NBC and Peacock. Raiola, play action, stands in, floats one. Thomas Fidone absorbs a hit and picks up a 1st down. He gains 12 on 1st down, and when you're running it that well, Colt, your tight end's wide open.
Yes, and Thomas Fidone, we know he's a great blocker, so every now and then, let's get him a touch. They run a little play action. He sneaks in behind the linebackers across the middle and makes a big play, and he does take a lick on his shoulder. You saw him tapping his helmet. Hope he's all right.
See what he's done there in his career. 3 catches for only 1 yard last week. Spending time with the coaches. They really wanted to get him involved. Early movement there and the pushover of the Nebraska center, Ben Scott. Anquan Barnes was in early.
Got to watch the ball.
Offside. Defense with contact, number 92. 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
He didn't play last week, transfer from Alabama. They were really hoping that he would be a big part of what they thought could be a good run defense, but you could see right away, Colt, he knew what he did.
Yeah, Coach Sanders talked pretty highly about him yesterday. Said he's going to come in and be an impactful player today.
Play action once again. Lets it go to the near sideline. Almost a catch on the 45. Isaiah Nayer, they hit that a couple of times last week. DJ McKinney, perhaps their best corner, well, right next to Travis Hunter with the coverage.
This is really good coverage by DJ McKinney. Isaiah Nayer, he's 6'4". I don't mind the back shoulder throw by Dylan Raiola. He's a big guy, big target. But DJ McKinney is a big physical corner too and makes a nice play.
2nd down 5 now for Dylan Raiola. He's had the luxury of a nice ground game, and he's 9 for 11 so far. Right back inside, and a little fight at the end there out to the 35-yard line. Dante Dowdell picks up 3, and he has been the clear favorite back so far, Colt. They really shared the load last week between 4. Looks like he's the one tonight.
Yeah, he's your downhill running back. He falls for 2 or 3 extra yards most times. But if you're Colorado's defense right now, you got him in a 3rd down situation, right? Let's get off the field.
They're desperate to get off the field, down by 14. Couple of tight ends in the game for Nebraska. 3rd down and 2. And Dowdell remains the tailback. Give inside. Colorado was there right away, but Dowdell with the strength at the finish, dragging Dayon Hayes for that extra yard to move the chains.
Again, good job by Dowdell here, but watch the push by the offensive line. They are just moving that line of scrimmage. Right, one of the impressive things of watching this Nebraska offense last week was they converted several 3rd downs on running the football, and that's so frustrating for a defensive coordinator.
Dowdell had 17 total carries at Oregon last year. He's got 15 through 2 games. Raiola flushed out of the pocket. Penalty marker comes in. Cut back, hit by his own lineman, and just fires that one away.
Personal foul. Illegal use of the hands and face. Defense number 92. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
The flag thrown in the area of holding, but it goes against Colorado and Anquan Barnes.
Yeah. Watch 92 right here. Anquan Barnes. It's kind of unfortunate because we look on the back end, Colorado had everybody gloved. They're playing some man coverage. And for Anquan Barnes, right, that's 2 penalties on this drive. That's got to be frustrating for Coach Rob Livingston and the Colorado defense.
That's their D coordinator. First down line is brought to you by TikTok. They hand it off once again. A skip there and almost a burst into the second level out to the 40-yard line. DJ McKinney with the tackle on Ramir Johnson, but he got 8. Matt Rule, the head coach for the Cornhuskers, told us yesterday, I will be stoic about how we call plays. Not upset or not happy about something there. That he wasn't married to the pass or the run. They will call whatever they give him. It's been about the running game tonight. Ramir Johnson remains the tailback, and they go right back to him. Stacked up that time as he got to the line of scrimmage. Picks up a couple. And they're in that enviable spot once again, Colt, for quarterback and also offensive coordinator, and that is 3rd down and short.
But the other thing, they are just chewing up the clock right now. They're holding a 14-point lead. They're running the football.
Old school Husker football tonight. Perfect. They are honoring the '94 national championship team. That was more about the run than the pass. A lot of excitement for Raiola, but it has been the running game doing it for the Huskers. Dante Dowdell is the back on 3rd and short. He leaps for it, and he is going to be right there, maybe just enough. Dowdell already approaching double-digit with the carries tonight. And he has a touchdown run. It looks like it's going to be 4th and inches.
I really like what Nebraska does right here. They're in the huddle. They race up to the line of scrimmage, snap the ball in a quick count. And Dante Dowdell shows you he's got hops jumping for the first down.
Would you guess what that round of applause was for there, Colt?
I missed it.
First down.
First down.
First down. They just had to think about it a little bit.
It looked like originally he had the first, but
19-year-old freshman quarterback in his second start in prime time. It's nice to turn and hand the ball off with that kind of success. This time it's a play action. Rolling, looking, letting it go to the end zone. What a catch to come back and get it on the 2-yard line. Jalen Lloyd dropped one earlier. 36 yards sets him up 1st and goal.
Great throw by Dylan Raiola, rolling to his right and throwing it back across his body. Holy cow. Showing off his arm strength.
Dante Dowdell, the tailback. He smells a 2nd touchdown of the night, and he gets it. Big play passing game leads to a short touchdown run, and now the lead is 20.
Dylan is in such command right now. He pushes the ball down the field, make a big play, and he gets his whole unit rushed up to the football. Let's go, let's go. Hands it off to his stud running back, Dowdell. He and the offensive line just continue to dominate up front.
2 touchdown runs, both from Dowdell. Pick 6 from Tommy Hill. 9 plays, 86 yards. A couple of penalty markers out right as he kicked the ball. We'll check in here.
Illegal substitution. 12 players on the field by the defense. That penalty is declined. Result to the try.
Before, and they were honored earlier today on a near perfect evening in Lincoln, weather-wise and also score-wise, if you like the Huskers, up by 21. Jimmy Horn Jr. across the 20, big hit at the 25, and that's where the Buffaloes begin. We go down to the sideline and Catherine Tappan.
Well, Paul, it just appears that there's a lot of chaos on Colorado's sideline right now. We saw that 12 men on the field penalty decline, some teaching moments by the assistant coaches and the players, body language displaying clear disappointment. They look defeated. They are definitely in need of a momentum shift here, guys.
Hey, Catherine, it would make sense that things are in a little bit of turmoil. You look at what they've done there offensively. A lot of negative. They have negative rushing yards. They're averaging less than 1 yard per play. And Sanders has already been sacked 4 times. They'll try the ground game. Offerdahl has a nice gap inside out to the 31-yard line. Cat and mouse game going on between defensive coordinator Tony White, former linebacker at UCLA, running the show defensively. He told us yesterday, we are never going to show Shedeur Sanders after snap what he saw pre-snap. Shortly thereafter, Sanders said to us, no matter what he does, I'll have the answer. Dion said he started 39 games. There's not much he hasn't seen. They only have 1 first down. 4-man rush. Sanders, nice pocket. There's a strike across the 50-yard line. Inside of Nebraska territory goes Travis Hunter. Best play yet for the Buffalo offense, gets 29.
And the reason this happens is because Shedeur has a clean pocket to step up and throw the football. He takes a 5-step drop, finds Travis Hunter across the middle.
Pretty.
That's their biggest play on offense so far.
Second first down. When you're down 21, you're in a hurry. Linebacker blitz, just as he was hit a little too high for Hunter on the outside to bring up second down 10.
Yeah, watch these linebackers. Watch the pressure that they get here up the middle. Forces Shedeur to throw a ball high to the outside. I mean, he hits that all the time, but when guys are in his face or wrapped around his ankles, that's a hard throw.
Pat Shermer, offensive coordinator, 23 years in the NFL, including a dozen as a head coach or a coordinator, calling plays for Sanders, whistles just as the snap started.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
See the offensive line right there. They cost him 5 yards. It's been a giant hurdle for the Buffaloes. Not only, well, this year it started out fine, but a year ago, such a struggle. They gave up as many sacks as any offensive line in the nation, including 7 against Nebraska last year. They've already allowed Sanders to go down 4 times tonight. Those stats brought to you by PFF. Are you thinking 4-down territory already, Colt?
Possibly. Right, let's just get a completion. We're second and long right here. Let's get it into a third and manageable situation where we might get a favorable look.
3-man rush on second and 15. Again over the middle, and another bullet, this time to Will Shepard. Down to the 27-yard line. 2,000 receiving yards at Vanderbilt and 19 there.
Yeah, Will Shepard is a big target. They've got him lined up in the slot right here. He's just going to come right across the middle. Right behind the linebackers. Shedeur Sanders throws a good ball. And they get all of it back on second down. That's a big play.
First and 10, he's found something he's liked over the middle. That's the second big connection on this drive with the exact same route. To the sideline this time. 25-20, Travis Hunter out near another first down. His second catch on this drive, which has easily been the Buffalo's best, and another first down.
You know, what's so dynamic about Travis Hunter is, look, he's just going to run a little hitch, right? But the first guy never brings him down. I mean, this is Tommy Hill, a great cornerback, right? He just always makes guys miss. He's explosive, and he turns a little hitch into a first down.
Tommy Hill's the one who had the pick 6 in that first quarter. Travis Hunter last week was massive with 3 touchdowns. First and 10, back to the air. Hunter one more time, wrapped up at the shoelace and goes down to the 13-yard line. Tommy Hill, and that's a nice matchup right now. Hill against Hunter. That one got him 4.
And I think what you're starting to see from Shedeur right here is he's calmed down. He's back into the system. He's found his favorite target, Travis Hunter, a couple times. He found his big receiver, Will Shepherd, across the middle. He's got some completions. Big thing for them right here is they've got to get a touchdown and not settle for a field goal.
Sanders' success through the air coincides with better protection. Travis Hunter is not out there. You saw him on the sideline. Run out to his right, still wants to throw. And threw that one away in the general direction of Jimmy Horn Jr. to bring up third down. And now Hunter back on the field, and they're excited about the new receivers they have. We've seen Will Shepherd, we've seen LeJontay Wester, but it was Horn Jr. and that man, Travis Hunter, that accounted for over 300 yards last week. They could use him right now. 3rd and 7. A little slower out of the huddle, still time, 10 seconds on the play clock. And now timeout called. Travis Hunter has come alive here on this drive. And he was electric last week on Thursday night at home. It is fair to call him Iron Man based off of what he's doing. A year ago, jumped on everybody's radar, averaged more snaps per game than any player in college football. Then you go to what happened. Well, okay, respectable numbers receiving and also defensively for an All-American, also voted most versatile player. Look at what he did a week ago. Giant receiving numbers, but you look above that, Cole, he missed 2 total plays. One of those plays he had to come out because he lost his helmet. And the touchdown he had last week, he had 3 of them that really raised the most eyebrows, comes right here.
What a catch.
The body control. And look at the reaction from some of the biggest names in sports.
J.J. Watt said that's a glitch. And if I'm Colorado right here, I'm probably looking to get the ball to number 12. It's 3rd down. We need a big play. And unless he gets double teamed.
Deion Sanders told us yesterday it's kind of self-serving why I play him so much. He drives me crazy when he ends up on the bench. So we let him out there. 3rd down 6. He is the wide receiver split out into the boundary. That's to the right of Shedeur Sanders. Sanders, linebacker blitz coming, steps up, fires to the end zone. Too much. The pressure was about to get him. He wanted Hunter, but that brings up 4th down.
I just want you to watch the push of this whole unit right here. They just slowly just creep back into Shedeur Sanders' lap. He just got nowhere to throw. It collapses so fast. And Colorado has to settle for a field goal here right before the half.
See, Travis Hunter frustrated. I think he wanted a different kind of delivery there to have a different type of a chance. Alejandro Mata out to try and erase that 0 on the left side of the scoreboard from 30 yards out. Low, blocked, no good. The one field goal he made last week was awfully low above the line of scrimmage. Score yet, Shedeur Sanders was excellent on the drive down the field, but in the end, Nebraska blocked a field goal. We think big Ty Robinson at 6'6" got a hand on it. Score remains 21-0. And Dylan Raiola, second start for the 19-year-old, back to work. Little slip screen out to the 25-yard line. And that picks up 5 yards to Isaiah Nair. Okay, so in the interior part of the offensive line, you see big number 9 got a fingertip on it. Number 8, who's one of the defensive backs, Deshaun Singleton, also might have touched it, but look at the size of Ty Robinson. 6'6", 310.
It's a big boy right there.
He looked at going to the NFL in the offseason. Matt Rule said he talked to him and actually said, go ahead and go. You're going to get drafted high. Wanted to come back and be a part of a Nebraska team that would go to a bowl game. Confusion, and Raiola keeps it himself and avoids disaster. Goes down after a loss of 2. Tackle made by Samuel Okunlola.
Looks like the center might have just snapped it a little early here.
Well, sometimes you just live to see another play.
Live to see another play. The clock continues to run. Good job just eating it by Dylan Raiola, but you got yourself in a 3rd and manageable situation, but
they've converted 3 out of 5 third downs so far. Raiola, bunch trio of wideouts to his right. 6-man rush. They hit him, and they force the inaccuracy. Safety blitz from Cameron Silman-Craig got there to force the inaccurate throw and bring up 4th down.
Yeah, this is a good job by Cameron Silman-Craig. He's going to come inside off the edge and create some pressure for Dylan Raiola. It looks like it's cover 2, and he ends up blitzing. Causes a high throw. That's a win for Colorado. They haven't had many of those tonight, but to get a 3 and out against Nebraska and still save yourself some time. They've got 2 minutes and 3 timeouts plus a 2-minute timeout.
Really looking at 4 timeouts, as you pointed out there, the 3 and then the 2-minute timeout. Coming off their best drive yet tonight. LaJohntay Wester steps up to the 30, calls for a fair catch at the 29-yard line. And the last drive didn't get any points. You guys excited to be here, huh? But it was by far the most impressive drive for the Buffaloes. Let's see if they can pick up where they left off, because 21-0, it counts as disaster for Pat Shurmur and Shedeur Sanders. But if you get points on your last drive heading into the halftime locker room, those 20 minutes are going to feel a whole lot different than if you're down 21-0.
A whole lot different. And look, these guys are veterans. Shedeur Sanders played a lot of football. He's been down before, right? We watched him last week, backed up on his -3, go down and get points before the half, so he knows what he's doing.
Protection was much better on that last drive when he went 4 out of 6 for 62. His 4 sacks all came before that drive. Empty backfield, quickly out of his hands. Another completion up to the 34-yard line. They didn't get any run after the catch to Travis Hunter that time. Gain of 5. 2-minute timeout. Keep it.
Right, if you give him some time, he knows how to operate within this offense and push the ball down the field.
So that last drive, 4 out of 7, looks awfully good. He has a pick 6. He was under 50% for much of the night. 2nd down 6, linebacker blitz. Flag comes in. Sanders just fires that one away. He had initial time, but maybe it was because of a hold. And we'll check in with Mike McCabe, Big 12 officiating crew this evening. Frustration continues there.
Yeah, they're going to get a hold by their offensive lineman, number 58, Hank Zelinskas, just pulls him to the ground.
Holding. Offense number 58. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
This pass rush is just coming from all angles, and Hank Zelinskas gets beat, kind of tackles his guy, and it's a pretty easy call for the ref here.
Travis Hunter has a game-high 5 receptions, but he has shown frustration throughout this quarter. In one of our breaks, he was on the bench all by himself, about 20 yards away from his teammates. See if they get him even more involved. Well, there you go, a catch and not much of a run. The pursuit near the boundary there has been very good. Bayer there with a tackle, gain of only 1. And a timeout called.
Your call sheet gets real limited when you're playing 3rd and 15 and you need to go down and score, right? This is a good timeout by Colorado. Let's regroup. Let's figure out how to keep this drive going.
Pat Shurmur is the offensive coordinator for Colorado. I mentioned that for a dozen years he was in the National Football League as either a head coach or a coordinator. One of those years as a head coach, he was calling plays for the Browns for a young Colt McCoy on the field.
That's right. Pat Shurmur is very calm. You know, he has a great relationship with Shedeur Sanders. They're probably trying to figure out, hey, what is Nebraska's defense doing to us? What coverage are they playing? You know, Shedeur talked last night about how they come off to the sidelines, they watch the tablet, they see the replays, they figure out their best matchups. I think the biggest problem tonight is just, hey, Pat, you got to call a play to let me get the ball out of my hand.
And you've been impressed in our conversations. You said in the dozen years since you guys worked together, you noticed that he worked with Chip Kelly. He worked with Kevin Stefanski and picked up a lot of new ideas. He could use them here as his side is desperate for points. Inside at 2 minutes left and down by 21. Colorado right now 1 for 6 on 3rd down. They need 14 here. Nebraska brings 4. Sanders escapes the first man, but not the second. Sacked inside the 10. By James Williams and Princewill Umanmielen. Loss of 17. Penalty marker is out.
Offside. Defense, number 90 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5 5-yard penalty. Replay third down.
James Williams, who eventually got in there, the guilty party.
That is a big break for the Colorado offense right there. You know, talking to Tony White yesterday, he mentioned number 90 and number 18 just being impact players in this game. Here they are rushing the quarterback, and it looks like number 90, James Williams, just lined up a little bit offsides.
So third down and 9. At this point of the field, even with 3 timeouts left, you could not expect them to go for it. They don't get it. Tony White, defensive coordinator there. Right now showing just a 3-man rush. They end up bringing 4. Sanders spins out of trouble and just flings it toward the sideline. And once again, the Nebraska rush wins. Ty Robinson and Jamari Butler in first.
I mean, we've been calling Ty Robinson's name all night. He gets a one-on-one matchup right here with Justin Mayers. And it's a party at the quarterback right now on third downs, and it's got to be really frustrating for Pat Shurmur and Shedeur Sanders.
Sanders sacked 7 times in this game last year. He's already been sacked 4 times tonight. That number is impressive, but they've even been better than that because we've seen so many times where he has escaped and just had to throw the ball away. That's set from his 20. Isaiah Garcia Castaneda has to go down to get that one to the 30-yard line. 4th drive of 3 plays or less for Colorado so far. Coming up on the Xfinity halftime report, Northern Illinois with a stunner in South Bend. Ranked teams all around the country will update you on how they've done. Heisman hopefuls on either side tonight. Oregon and Boise State. You can see that after us on Peacock. It'll be a good one from Eugene. All right, let's see what Nebraska dials up. They're up 21-0.
No timeouts here for Nebraska.
Matt Rule says he's not going to be conservative with his 19-year-old quarterback, and here they go. Sets up the screen, the back Ramir Johnson. A little bit of space out to the 35. Cole pointed out no timeouts. They get out to the 36, gain of 6.
Got to get on the ball. Good drive starter, throwing a screen to Ramir Johnson there.
Matt Rule says they'd like to get to the 35 to really think about a field goal. Look at that pocket. And a bullet down to the 48. Giant hit. 2 flags come in. Linebacker Trevor Woods, gain of 16, and that could cost him the rest of his game.
Good throw by Dylan Raiola to Isaiah Nair.
Ooh.
Trevor Woods.
Whistle foul. Targeting defense number 43. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down. The previous play is under replay review.
Colt, I don't think this one will take too long. Trevor Woods. Terry, do you see the same thing I'm seeing, that that's a pretty automatic targeting call?
Absolutely, Paul. This is far less subjective. Defenseless receiver, he lowers the head, leads with the helmet, and makes forcible contact to head and neck area. Absolutely targeting without a question.
Yeah, Terry, thank you. And that is a big loss if it plays out this way, because he'll be out for the game. Boy, that is a giant hit to the head of Isaiah Nair. He was the top receiver for Nebraska last week. So targeting with the crown of the helmet. It's a great visual we have right here. Shows you exactly what they're looking for with what part of the helmet. And Colt, that's what we just saw with Trevor Woods on Nair. This will be a loss because he was the only player with double-digit tackles last week for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, he played really good last week. Former safety, converted to linebacker.
After review, the ruling on the field of targeting by number 43 of the defense is confirmed. Number 43 is disqualified for the remainder of the game.
So their leading tackler is out. Remember, Shiloh Sanders, one of their best safeties, if not their best safety, left earlier in the game and has not been back. The Colorado reeling a bit and minus 2 of their best veteran defenders.
How about that catch by Nair, holding on to the football like that?
How about the balance for Nebraska? 16 rushes, 16 passes. Following up from last week when they were over 200 rushing and also over 200 passing. So now they're inside of field goal range. No timeouts left. Back to the air. Raiola, sideline, Boy, that's a lot of contact, and there's another flag. Two of them. DJ McKinney with a takedown there.
This is actually a really good throw by Dylan Raiola. He sees man coverage with DJ McKinney's back turn to the quarterback, so he's trying to throw the football to the back shoulder of Jamal Banks, and DJ McKinney grabs him while the ball's in the air. That's a good call by the refs.
Correction, the ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
But look at what penalties have done here on this drive against Deion Sanders and his defense. Just like that, Nebraska now 1st and 10 inside the Buffalo's 20-yard line. 46 seconds left. They cannot stop the clock with a timeout. Raiola, here comes a safety blitz, gets rid of it, almost intercepted, then caught, and a touchdown, Ramir Johnson. Wow. When it's working, it's working. Levante Bentley had a great shot at that pick, and it basically ended up being a handoff to Ramir Johnson to make it 27-0. Cornhuskers also get the ball to start the second half, and they are rolling at 28-0. They have a couple of rushing touchdowns. Now Dylan Raiola clapping, smiling, has his first touchdown pass tonight. Defense had the pick six.
When the ball's bouncing your way, it's a good day. You're going to get Ramir Johnson running a little option route, and Levante Bentley is in great position. Ball goes right through his hands. Unlucky break for the Colorado Buffaloes. And great job by Ramir Johnson just staying with it. Scoring a big touchdown right before the half. And another nice drive for Dylan Raiola in a situational 2-minute drill right before the half.
Ramir Johnson, as the Buffaloes hang their heads after that drive, penalties, and then that circus play for the touchdown. 87,000 plus on a night that's in the low 70s. And they're up 28-0. Couldn't be going any better for that side. 3 plays, 70 yards. Big time assist from the penalties.
Yeah, but to do that with no timeouts on the clock, freshman quarterback, rowdy environment like this, the ball's just bouncing their way, and that smile on his face says it all.
Raiola 14 out of 17, 1 touchdown. And the squib kick there we picked up or pounced on near the 30-yard line. And a look now at the United cam. And Shedeur Sanders, we're going to come back out for more. 39 seconds left. They do have all 3 timeouts left. He has had a little success cold over the middle for some big shots on the in routes. Last week, late in the half, remember one of his most impressive moments? He took them from the 3-yard line down to get a field goal that they really needed against North Dakota State.
We all know he's capable of making big plays. They're in pretty dire straits right now. They need something.
Sanders on the move. Fires Travis Hunter. Easy first down across the 40-yard line. He has the most catches in the game with 6. And Colorado got to hustle it up. Picked up 22. Big gain there for Travis Hunter.
I really like what Pat Shurmur did. Letting Shedeur Sanders get out of the pocket. Draws a route up for Travis Hunter. It's a good completion to start this drive.
4-man rush. Nice job of stepping up. He's got a lot of room to keep it. Almost brought him down by his jersey. He did not get out of bounds. Tommy Hill, nice tackle. Picks up only 2. Clock ticking.
Got to call timeout.
They got 3 left. Clock continues to tick. You're not that far from field goal range. And 10 seconds later, they get one.
I mean, we are so late calling a timeout right now.
First charge timeout. 30-second timeout.
Might need a little change of uniform attire there at halftime. Ty Robinson almost brought him down by his shirt.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 15 seconds.
Well, that one's just hard to get by. I mean, you're down 28. You've got 3 timeouts left. If you're going to just let it run out, let it run out. You call the timeout 10 seconds later.
Yeah, I think they could have called timeout around the 25, 26 second range, and they just let 9 or 10 seconds run off the clock here. I'm not sure what the thought process was there, but with 15 seconds and 2 timeouts, you still got a couple chances to push the ball down the field. You can still work the whole field and get yourself in field goal range, and it'd be real nice to get 3 points up on the board.
Not as long as 47 yards. He waits to see if he gets a chance. Moving to his left. Sets up, fires. A diving effort, but incomplete. LaJohntay Wester had his hands on the football a couple of times tonight. Now 9 seconds left on 3rd and 7.
Pretty good throw there by Shedeur, rolling to his left. I know Wester wants that ball back. Seen him make those plays before.
Need about 18 yards to get within field goal range. Couple of timeouts still left. Sanders to the sideline. Jimmy Horn Jr. inside of Nebraska territory. And he eventually got out of bounds down to the 42-yard line. 2 seconds left, gain of 12. Field goal from here would be from 59 yards out. And way out of the range of Alejandro Mata.
Second charge timeout. Colorado. 30 seconds.
I think you just got to take a shot at the end zone here, right?
I mean, one of the other options, they about 20 yards down and in, they found some space, and maybe you get the run in, maybe you drag a couple of guys behind him for a possible pitch. No such thing as a high percentage play there for Pat Shermer, offensive coordinator, alongside the head coach Deion Sanders. First quarter was really just a disaster for Colorado. Shedeur Sanders sacked 4 times in this first half, threw the pick 6. They have negative yardage on the ground. And just trying to finish with some semblance of momentum here. Jace Feely coming out now to attempt a field goal. Son of 14-year NFL vet Jay Feely has a long of 49 yards. That came last year against TCU. But this is going to be, see, he's in his own territory, 58 yards out. It was 4 out of 7 last year. Let's see if he can get him on the board with a bomb. Lets it go, and that doesn't have a chance. Second minute.
Needed to. He's playing really efficient football.
And as you can see, Nebraska gets the ball right back. True freshman out of Miami. Ja'Cory Barney hesitates. 20. Big hit right there. And that's where Raiola will begin the third quarter. Let's go to the sideline. And Catherine Tappan moments ago with Nebraska head coach Matt Rhule.
Coach, you have to be satisfied with the first half of play for your team. What impressed you the most?
I think we're playing complementary football. You know, we ran the ball early, the 2-minute drive. You know, we botched it right before the half. We should have run it down the 2-minute warning. Just made some mistakes. Defense got the ball back, so you know they're getting it empty and spreading it out. So we better be ready for them to come back at us now.
What are you doing so well defensively to limit the elite playmaking of Shedeur Sanders?
We're just playing well. I mean, we're a team full of guys who just all play together, and so everybody's doing their job. They hit one seam ball, but we got some good players and they're playing well.
Coach, thanks so much for this.
Thanks a lot.
Matt, Catherine, thank you very much. And they're playing really well up front. Dante Dowdell didn't get much right there, Colt. But this offensive line that you highlighted, you said the most veteran group, perhaps the biggest advantage Nebraska had, really showed up there in that first half.
They sure did. And they've just ate up this clock the entire game. When they want to run the football, they're staying in these 3, 4, 5, 6 yard runs. And it's really helping their freshman quarterback, Dylan Raiola.
Ben Scott, 41st start at center, just snapped in the ball. Here comes the blitz. Good step up there. Teardrop to the sideline, too much. Ramir Johnson And 3rd down and 9. So they got a long way to go, Colt, but this would be a nice little step for the Colorado sideline if they could produce a 3-and-out.
This would be best case scenario for Colorado's defense. Force a 3-and-out, coming out of halftime. Everybody's frustrated. Everybody's down.
Deion Sanders said just before the break he thought his defense was playing well, despite it being down 28-0. 3rd down. Here comes a safety blitz. Raiola evades. Gets rid of it. Ramir Johnson. He had the touchdown catch earlier. Out of bounds. Gain of 6. And the punt team comes on. So a tiny little step here taken by the Colorado defense. Shedeur Sanders gets ready to come back and see if he can make the 3rd quarter better than the 1st and the 2nd. 4 sacks and a pick 6. And an uphill climb coming up here. Brian Buschini set to punt to LeJontay Wester. Two rushing touchdowns, passing touchdown, and the defensive score for Nebraska so far. Wester from the 26. Great move to get it started. And man, he is making people miss out across the 40-yard line. Good little return all by himself and good field position here. So the sacks, huge part of what happened in the 1st half.
We talked about this defensive line from the very beginning. You got guys like Ty Robinson, Nash Hutmaker, former wrestler, just using all his pass rush moves. Shedeur has no room to breathe. Jamari Butler. We're calling these guys' names over and over tonight. They came to play. And there's my guy, Terrence Knighton, Nebraska defensive line coach, one of my great teammates. Called him Pot Roast. He has got this defensive line, this unit fired up for tonight, and they have performed really, really well.
Down 28, first offensive play for Shedeur Sanders in the 2nd half. Under duress, that's a leaping effort and a great catch by Wester. He picks up 13, and that's a good start for the Buffalo offense.
Yeah, we talked about at the beginning of this game, when Shedeur gets out of the pocket, that's when big plays happen for this Colorado offense. Finally get Wester a touch. Good throw on the sidelines. Hadn't seen too many explosive plays by Colorado so far.
New helmet communication available for the quarterbacks with the offensive coordinators and head coaches. Pat Shermer says he talks to him up till 15 seconds left. Incomplete there. Once again, it was a linebacker blitz. John Bullock almost brought him down.
Let's go back to the previous play here. Looks like you could get a possible hold here. Grabbed his jersey a little bit, his pads flop out.
Terry McCauley is with us. Terry, you seeing the same thing?
I am. I mean, it all comes in, is there material restriction or does he run through the hold? I think it probably is enough for a hold, as you guys said.
No call, 2nd down 10. Jimmy Horn in motion. 4-man rush, steps into a nice pocket. Travis Hunter, good hands catch down to the 37-yard line. Fastball from Shedeur gets 9 yards.
Good throw by Shedeur Sanders. Still takes a big lick in the pocket. Finding his guy, number 12, Travis Hunter.
Right in front of Tommy Hill. They continue to go at him even though he had the pick 6. 3rd down and 1. Colorado right now 2 out of 8 converting 3rd downs. Dallin Hayden is the back. They go to the air. Here comes a corner blitz. Lets it go to the far sideline. Caught at the 5-yard line. Will Shepard needed all of that big body at 6'3", 200, and Colorado has 1st and goal.
Good job by Shedeur throwing this ball up for his big target, Will Shepard. Just runs a simple go ball down the sidelines, battling with Marquise Buford. 2 explosive plays on this drive. Now we got the ball down the red zone.
Defense gets a 3-and-out. Passing game has him 1st and goal from the 6. Sanders in trouble, dumps it off. LeJontay Wester form tackled at the 12-yard line and driven back by middle linebacker John Bullock for a loss of 6.
Hadn't called John Bullock's name too much tonight. but he is one heck of a football player. Former walk-on, flies around, makes a big play.
You saw who was in Shador's face again. Big number 9, Ty Robinson. Second down goal. Single coverage down to the right. Travis Hunter and Tommy Hill. Looks the other way. Ball batted down. Bullock once again got in and made the play.
Here comes Bullock again off the edge. He's just going to get his hand up. Shador actually had Jimmy Horn in the flat there.
He had a quick slant open in the back of the end zone as well.
John Bullock came back for his senior year, leader of this defense. 2 big plays right there, back to back.
Going right into the loudest part of the stadium, the student section to the left of Sanders. Empty backfield. Sanders in trouble, spins out of it. Gets new life across the 15, throws across his body, knocked down. Mekhi Bayer, second pass in a row, knocked down, and it's 4th and goal.
Again, you got a free runner in Shador's face. He does a nice job escaping the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield, and he's just trying to find somebody, anybody. Almost throws a pick.
You agree with going for the 3 points here instead of trying to get 7?
We still got time. I don't mind this decision. They certainly don't want a goose egg up there right now.
They've been looking at that for a long time. Alejandro Mata. Deion Sanders looking for that first point tonight. And that is low, but it goes through. 27-yard field goal. Dylan Raiola is Matthew Stafford. Not bad for a 19-year-old quarterback to have Patrick Mahomes and Matthew Stafford that close. Ball bounces, they got to get on it, and they pounce on it on the 16-yard line.
Yeah, if you're Dylan Raiola, you don't want to play lineman. You get to hang out with Calvin Johnson and Matthew Stafford.
It was fun talking to him on Thursday, though, when he told us, I learned the game through the lens of the offensive line. He said, when I was 7 years old, I'm listening to my dad talk about blitz pickup. You see what he did there in the first half. He said, I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what those words were, but eventually I did, and I knew all about protection. And then he started to discover he could throw the ball pretty well also. And there's Donovan, his uncle, who is the offensive line coach here at Nebraska. Dante Dowdell has been the lead back tonight, and he is behind Raiola to begin this drive. Boyd breaks a tackle around the edge across the 25, and a strong finish with a power at the beginning and the end for 14.
Man, I tell you, Dante Dowdell runs hard. Makes Preston Hodge miss on the edge, big stiff arm, and then delivers a blow on the sidelines. Love to see it from your running back.
6'2", 225. Under center once again. They come right back to him. Doesn't get much, but you see the strength. Picks up a couple of yards. But Deion Sanders really had to have some positivity to start this third quarter after the way that the first half ended, Colt. They had the poor clock management, 7 penalties, a lot of those happening in the second quarter. They get a 3 and out to start this half. They get 3 points on the board. Long way to go, but at least a little bit of momentum now. Travis Hunter, leading receiver, 8 catches, playing corner, of course. Play action, Raiola. He'll just dump it down. This is Ja'Cory Barney, true freshman. He absorbs a massive hit on the sideline. And that's a completion, but they get no yards. So I mentioned they got a 3 and out last time they had the ball. And a chance now to do the same thing. Rob Livingston, first-year defensive coordinator for the Buffs after 6 years with the Cincinnati Bengals. And there's the hit from Cameron Silman-Craig. 6 years coaching the safeties in the National Football League. He was in Cincinnati for a dozen years. Said he wants to dial up a system that's clear and concise and lets his guys play fast. 3rd down and 8.
True man coverage down here.
Linebacker blitz quickly out of his hand. Incomplete, contact, and no flag coming in. Travis Hunter was the one right there. This
is a really nice play by Travis Hunter. It's going to be known man coverage. Takes away the inside. Bats the ball down.
Wow.
That's textbook right there by the best player on the field.
That's against a big receiver. Banks is 6'4", 220. Rajante Wester standing on his own 27. Ryan Buschini gets it away. Boy, and it's a gorgeous punt. Turns it over. Perfect spiral from the 13. Wester. Boy, he was hit by his own man there. Nebraska fans have had a lot to cheer for here. Second home game of the season. Up 28-3 against Colorado. Buffalo's start on the ground game. And that's a good idea. Out to the 20-yard line goes Dallin Hayden. Negative rushing yards up to this point. That gets 6. How much can you try the run game now, considering you're 8:30 and counting left in the third quarter? You're down 28-3. The mix between the run and the pass should look like what?
You still got a good bit of time here. That's actually a really nice push by this offensive line. It's nice to see. They get some movement, get Dallin Hayden running with his pads downhill.
Sanders been much better since the first quarter. A quick hitter out to the left across the 25 and 30. Another first down, Colorado. And dragging tacklers out to the 42 is Dallin Hayden. Former Ohio State running back with a big gain and a nice block from Jimmy Horn.
Yeah, really nice block here by Jimmy Horn and Wester out here on the edge. That's what opens up this play for Dallin Hayden. These guys are great receivers, but they're also willing blockers.
Injured Cornhusker at the 40-yard line directly between the hashes. And Sanders out of the backfield swings it to Hayden. A couple of decent seasons at Ohio State. He had a couple of 100-yard games rushing, but carries are tough to come by in Columbus, so he comes to Boulder. And coming off the field there is Elijah Judy. So Dallin Hayden, this has been a nice start here. Obviously they're down 28-3, but they produce a couple of punts against Dylan Raiola, Nebraska offense. They get a field goal drive, their first points. And now they're rolling once again, but the clock working against them about halfway through this third quarter. Still looking for that first touchdown. Deion Sanders had supreme confidence in his quarterback and wideouts when we talked to him yesterday. Sanders 15 out of 24 after going 3 out of 7 in that first quarter. He has been sacked 4 times. Little play action in the pockets, and he's sacked again at the 36-yard line. Cameron Lenhart provides the 5th for the Huskers.
I mean, Cameron Lenhart right here is going to get credited for the sack, but just watch the push coming from this side. Right, they're meeting him in the backfield over and over and over.
Dust himself off. Second down, 16. Sanders again out of the backfield. Hayden once again up near the 40-yard line. Hard running to the 41. Got some of that back. Hartzog, the safety, brings him down. Gain of 8. And a key third down coming up here inside of 7 minutes. And trailing 28-3. That's inside of 7 left in the third quarter. Sanders 19 out of 32. No touchdowns, 1 pick. They've converted 3 out of 10 on third down. They blitz. Sanders runs out. Still looking. Firing. Caught out of bounds. Jimmy Horn did not have the feet down. And after having 198 receiving yards to start the season, he has been quiet tonight. And here comes the punt team for Colorado.
Jordan Seaton might have got away with a hold right there. Regardless, Shedeur Sanders gets outside of the pocket, tries to set his feet up to make a throw downfield, and still gets hit. He's going to be sore tomorrow. I know that.
Are they going to take another look to see if he had that foot down?
The current ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. The previous play is under replay review.
All right, Terry, I thought it was kind of close on that second look. What do you think?
It is. This is a catch. Look at the back foot. This is what you always have to look at. Where's the back foot when he gets control? It's down when he gets control of the football, and he maintains control. This is a catch that should be reversed in replay.
Okay, that'd be huge, Terry. That's a good look at it right there. There's control, and there's that left toe down. Looks like that'll be reversed, and it would be a 24-yard gain that would put the Colorado offense back on the field.
That throw by Shedeur right there, that's pretty unbelievable. He knows he's going to get hit. He sees Jimmy Horn streaking across the middle, headed towards the sideline. Unbelievable catch, and really an impressive throw there by Shedeur Sanders.
The two questions you would have, and that's control and is the toe down. The control is there, as we've seen, and that foot is down as well.
That's the way I see it, Paul. And it does appear indisputable in this case.
Nice to be in alignment with you, Terry, early in the season here.
I love it. I love it.
We saw Shedeur Sanders, you remember, Colt, rolling to his left and throwing a touchdown pass like that last year against Nebraska to win, and here's the call.
After review, the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass stands is called. 4th down.
Okay.
Whoa!
All right, Paul, this is just stunning. I will say it's the Big 12 command center in this case. I misspoke earlier. It's the Big 10 command center. There is no question he gets the control with his hands with that toe down. And this is just a clear error in my mind from the Big 10 command center.
Wow. Okay, so the 24-yard plausible connection, no good. And Colorado has to punt it away. Isaiah Garcia Castaneda inside his 15, makes one man miss. Races up the far sideline. There's a penalty marker down on the 11-yard line. Well, that would have been a huge call to go Colorado's way if they would have gotten a 24-yard gain. Now 6 minutes left. Dylan Raiola and the Cornhusker offense will be back on the field, but we check in on the penalty.
I mean, Dylan Raiola should throw a pick, and it bobbles into Ramir Johnson's hand for a touchdown, and Colorado makes a good play and just can't catch a break.
Good point to bring up, because Levante Bentley had that interception in his hands. And here's the call.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 14. Out the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Recruiting. Deion Sanders is kind of like a GM who wants to bring in new players who are veteran and experienced and ready for a new start.
All those guys have had an impact on this game so far.
Dante Dowdell has been the lead back. He gets out to the 10-yard line. And Colt, we saw 4 running backs for Nebraska last week. Thought we'd see them all 4 again. We knew they were liking what they were seeing from Dante Dowdell, but he has been the #1 back with Ramir Johnson filling in behind him.
He runs really hard. He was going to have 100 yards rushing probably last week until he fumbled. He had a lot of issues with that last year, so he didn't get very many carries afterwards. But he's really come to play tonight.
He really did look good last week, but when you say running back fumbled here in Lincoln, nobody fumbled or turned the ball over more last year. People get pretty nervous, so there was a real spotlight on him tonight. He has 13 carries. Swing it out of the backfield. A nice catch there by Johnson. That touchdown catch earlier in this game. Sprints out along past the 20-yard line, picks up 13. Cornhusker 1st down.
I mean, Ramir Johnson is such a good complement to Dowdell. He's more of your shifty kind of 3rd down back. He's great in protection, and he runs choice routes and bubble routes and can get you several yards with his feet. He can catch the football well. He's also played really, really good tonight.
Matt Rule told us at the end of the week, hey, if you're going to play man coverage, we're going to see if you can cover our running backs. And he now has 6 receptions already. Good hole there as they burst through up to the 28-yard line. And that's Ramir Johnson getting 6. 6-year senior, over 1,000 all-purpose yards now. Awfully early in the season, but this 1-2 combo of Dowdell to Johnson working pretty well, especially when your quarterback is 19, only making his 2nd start, and he can really lean on that offensive line. Second down 4, right back up the middle. And they get close to a 1st down. About a half-yard short, gain of 4. Some emotion there at the end of the play.
Yeah, going back to this last run, I mean, watch the push here by the offensive line. Fedoni's going to pull through here and say, well, who do I block? Oh, wrong play.
Well, he ended up getting that first down with the extra effort. Chains move in the offensive line that you pointed out. Look at Travis Hunter at the top of the broadcast. Continues to go to work. That time it's the Buffalo defense with a stop at the 30-yard line. Loss of one. Cameron Silman-Craig with the tackle. We saw Travis Hunter limping around a moment ago, and now he's back out on the field. Remember, in game one last Thursday night in Boulder, only missed 2 total snaps. One because his helmet came off. Deion Sanders telling us yesterday, we see him in the background, that's just normal for him. Deion played corner and receiver for the Cowboys regularly back in 1996. Here comes a linebacker blitz. They pick it up. Ja'Cory Barney, one-handed snag, and turns the corner. 2 penalty markers come in as he raced for the edge. Pretty play, likely to come back. Would be a gain of 19.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a hold on Isaiah Nayer here, unfortunately.
Holding. Offense number 16. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Janiron Bonner, one of the veteran wide receivers, called there. Well, that's a great catch. Called back.
That is sweet.
5th penalty against Nebraska. Every coach we talked to on the offensive side made the point, and there is the hold right there by Bonner. It clearly had a fistful of jersey right there. Bonner played fullback last year, now playing wide receiver, but all the coaches for Nebraska excited to get 17 involved. They dump it out of the backfield. A little bit of patience. Johnson, and a nice cut, another good cut. His impressive night continues out to the 28-yard line. Late penalty marker comes in after a gain of 6. Another tackle by safety Cameron Silman-Craig.
Legal block in the back. Offense number 51. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Matt Rule sees his left guard Justin Evans get called there. And the penalties really started going against Colorado late in the second quarter, but a turn here against Nebraska.
That's a pretty tough break there by Nebraska. I mean, I don't think that block in the back was going to affect this play, but
came in kind of after the play as well. Justin Evans, the most inexperienced offensive lineman for Nebraska, but even he started the second half of last year. Raiola again over the middle, and that is a perfect touch pass out to the 43-yard line, and he hits his tight end Nate Borkircher, former walk-on, gets 24.
Yep, here's Nate Borkircher right here. He's just going to run to the open space across the middle. We talk about Dylan Raiola. It just looks like he's throwing it like 20 or 30%, not hard, but that ball jumps out of his hand. Big time play there.
Drive about an hour west on I-80. You'll find the hometown of Nate Borkircher in Aurora, Nebraska. First catch of his season. Moves the chains. Emmett Johnson now the tailback, and they go with the reverse. Down here to the near sideline, Ja'Cory Barney with an alley. How much do they love to get him the ball? Pass game, run game, and another first down.
This is a pretty cool play design here. Little reverse to Ja'Cory Barner. And yesterday when we went to practice and we talked to Marcus Satterfield, he just talked about Ja'Cory Barney. He's fun. He brings a lot of energy. He loves the game. He studies it well, and he's a pretty explosive guy. And they really wanted to put an emphasis on getting him some touches tonight.
The ones they really want to get the touches in the passing game are all new. Barney, true freshman, Shedeur Sanders waiting, and then Banks and Nayer, that's the veteran transfer portal kids. Rolling out to his right, in trouble, and just flings that one away. B.J. Green, defensive end, in to apply the pressure. Clock stops, 1:03 left, and Nebraska leading 28-3.
I know this is a little thing right here. They've been running this run a lot. Looks like they're going to run it, and they kind of run the little slip with Fedoni in the flat. But for a freshman quarterback, getting out of the pocket like this, just throwing it away and living for the next down, those are things that your coaches who are calling plays just feel more and more comfortable with you because they know you're going to take care of the football.
Deion Sanders and his coaching staff told us yesterday they want to make life difficult on the true freshman quarterback. Hasn't happened yet. Good play there coming off the edge. Tackled at the 36-yard line. No gain. Deion Hayes. We've been waiting to call his name. I know they expect him to be a force off the edge. Hasn't happened a lot yet.
Yeah, that's right. Deion Hayes doesn't get blocked right here. Makes a pretty easy play.
26.5 tackles for loss and also 12 sacks the last 4 seasons at Pittsburgh. The brand new defensive line they brought in via the transfer portal. Inside of 30 seconds now left in this third quarter.
Big third down.
And a timeout called by the Buffaloes.
First charge timeout, Colorado.
Travis Hunter having his right leg worked on. With Discover, every fan earns cash back on their game day purchases. Discover, the official card of the Big Ten. Last night, Lincoln High School taking down Omaha Northwest by a giant number, 50-0. Points were coming easy. Scoop and score. Lincoln all over Omaha. Had to be a big rivalry. The two towns separated by about 45 minutes. That's it. There's no traffic, Colt.
Gotta love high school football.
Chidozie Wanko goes into the tents. And that's the one they believe to be their most dominant defensive lineman. Their best player on defense, perhaps on the entire team, Travis Hunter, having his right leg worked on. Hunter already has 8 catches. That's a game high 8 receptions. So now back to this 3rd down and 9 for Nebraska.
I would look up here. Got a fresh corner. Travis Hunter out of the game.
Viola for a freshman. He's got the ability to change the protection and the routes. 3rd down 9. Dumps it out of the backfield. 7th catch for Johnson, going nowhere. Wrapped up, push backwards, loss of 5. Cameron Silman Craig stays active from his safety spot. Clock ticking. And that's how the 3rd quarter will come to a close. Matt Rule looks a little frustrated right now. And down in the 60s now. And on 4th down and 14. Dylan Raiola back out on the field.
Going to see a little pooch punt here.
There we go. Good call, Colt. Backed up to 7 yards. Punts it away. See if he can stick it. Not quite. Okay, so he's got to work on pinning him down inside the 10. Nebraska defense was stretched in that 3rd quarter, Colt, but in the end they found their footing.
Yeah, that's right. John Bullock made some plays down here when they got in the red zone. 2 in a row. Gets his hand on the football. And then this rush has just been all night long. Shedeur tries to make a play. Mekhi Bayer almost comes down with an interception. And the defense kind of was a bend don't break on that last drive. They've been playing well all night.
In the green sleeves, there's Terrence Knight. In the green sleeves, we saw the defensive coordinator, Tony White. He told us yesterday if we have one big advantage heading in, it's on our defensive line. We really like the matchup, and we've seen that time and time again. Second-year defensive coordinator, held that same position at Syracuse prior to coming here to Lincoln. All right, Shedeur Sanders, the 4th quarter left, and down 28-3. And the reverse down to the near side, Travis Hunter. And he's escorted out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Thinking about John Bullock, the linebacker for Nebraska. We send it down to Catherine.
Yeah, he grew up in Omaha, guys. He's a diehard Nebraska fan ever since he was a kid. But he also made the move from nickel to linebacker back in the spring. And he told me he kind of had a feel for how linebacker worked because he understands defenses really well. But he said it was more of the physical aspect, having to take on 300-pound linemen every play instead of having that free space. He put on weight. He went from 210 to 225. And he said getting reps in practice as a true linebacker has helped him feel more confident, guys.
Hey, Catherine, Matt Rule telling us a number of his players have switched positions, switched sides of the ball. It's part of what he does. 2nd down 2. They run right into the middle of that blitz. Offerdahl got by it out to the 29-yard line. About a half a yard short of a 1st down. Bayer comes in there with the tackle, but when Matt Rule was telling us that story, Colt, he talked about when he first got to Baylor, they couldn't come close to beating Texas. Switched a bunch of guys around. You come over here, you go over there, and that really started the turnaround. Wants his guys to trust him. If he asks them to move, wants that answer to be yes. 3rd down and 1, quarterback sneak, and Sanders will be close there. All come down to the mark.
Not a whole lot of push right there. That one's going to be close.
I think he's going to be...
Did he have to get to the 30?
Needed a little more than a yard. Stood up. So that brings up 4th down. Oh, he didn't hang on to the ball right away. Okay, 4th down, less than a yard. It looks like Colorado's going to go for it. And, of course, why not? Down 28-3. Deion Sanders knows time is limited. They don't have that many possessions left. 4th down. 2 tight ends, and Charlie Offerdahl in at running back. Offerdahl, no chance. Loss of 2, John Bullock. Timely play made by number 5.
I mean, John Bullock is a big-time player. Gets Colorado backed up in a 4th and 1 situation. Just watch him right here.
Boy, did he come on that blitz. Untouched helps.
He knows his gap integrity, his gap responsibility, and there is zero hesitation hitting that hole and making a big stop for Nebraska.
What's the biggest concern Colorado had coming into the season? A brand new rebuild offensive line with a first-year offensive line coach. Nebraska's front 7 has given them fits tonight. Dante Dowdell in at tailback. And they go right to him. He's drilled in the backfield as well at the 31-yard line. And that's Shane Cokes for a loss of 2. Deion Sanders doesn't even have his headset on. With penalties and sacks and turnovers. See if they can salvage some kind of feel-good here in the last 12 and a half minutes of this game. There's his first-year offensive line coach, Phil Lodeholtz. Your head coach, Colt, has the headset off. Talking to the offensive lineman like that, you know it's been a long night.
He does not look very happy right here. I mean, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. You need to make a play.
Emmett Johnson in, quick pitch, scoots it back, and makes it down to the 27-yard line. And a gain of 4. You've been involved in these games. I've been involved. Not very many for you at Texas. But sometimes you get to this point of the 4th quarter and you kind of forget about the score. We just got to have some pride and production show up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, they looked like they had a little bit of momentum coming out of halftime. They got a couple stops, went down and got a field goal. But, again, we talked about the weakness of this football team is their offensive line. And that showed right there. You got to go 1 yard. You get 2 plays to do it, and you can't make it happen.
Boy, makes a man miss in the backfield and finds a completion out to the 22-yard line. Isaiah Nair, gain of 6. A nifty shift in the backfield here.
Yeah, I know this is a subtle move by Dylan, but this is not easy to do. You get a free runner coming off the edge. Making him miss. I mean, he doesn't even touch him.
Offense number 51, 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Call goes against left guard Justin Evans. There he is right there.
What do you think about that one, Terry?
Well, I've talked about it before. He can push him down. He can't grab and jerk him down. I think this is more of a push. I don't see a foul here.
Just kind of drove him down into the ground.
I think I'm with you.
Exactly, Paul. Yeah.
Now inside 11 minutes, 3rd down and 20 for Raiola. Lets it go, tries to get a little back, and he's offline there to Jamal Banks. Hadn't had too many incompletions so far. He's now 19 out of 26. Oh. Potential crown of the helmet there to the freshman quarterback. Terry?
He's got his head up, so he's not leading with the crown. So it's probably not targeting, but it is forcible contact head and neck area of the quarterback, so it should have been roughing the passer.
Okay, in the end, it's just an incomplete pass. Another punt coming up here for the Cornhuskers. In control on top, 28-3. Whistles blow, penalty marker comes out.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Got a little sloppy for both sides with the penalties here ever since late second quarter. Shedeur Sanders, 20 out of 34, 213, but he did throw the pick 6. His offensive line hasn't helped him out much at all. He's been sacked 5 times.
I guess the freshman quarterback's just not getting any calls.
Raiola will take a rest. Ryan Buschini going to punt this one away. Oh, it's blocked. Had his punt blocked. Penalty marker comes in after the block as the ball fluttered out of bounds. B.J. Green came in and got a hand on it.
There's no foul on the play for running the kicker. The ball was tipped. 1st down, Colorado.
All right, Colorado with a chance to build on a play. A block punt. We're back to Lincoln right after this. A reason for Nebraska fans to smile here today. 87,000 plus. It was electric at the start. Early 4th quarter, you see the score. Cornhuskers lead 28-3 in the 73rd meeting between Colorado and Nebraska. The offense has scored, the defense has scored, and they are in control. Shedeur Sanders hands off. Dallin Hayden hasn't been touched yet. Former Buckeye out near the 40-yard line of Nebraska. And a little space inside created by the O-line.
Maybe Coach Sanders' pep talk to these guys got them going a little bit. Watch the push and the movement by this offensive line. Right, Dallin Hayden doesn't get touched for 10 yards down the field. We hadn't seen that all night.
In the second half, Colt, we've seen Colorado, led by Sanders, move inside of Nebraska territory, eventually stall each time. 1st down and 10.
You get Travis Hunter one-on-one up here.
Bad snap, threw him off, picked it back up, and he wanted to go that way, but that was off from the beginning because of that snap, and Jamari Butler had the rush.
I think he was actually trying to take a shot to Travis Hunter in a one-on-one situation, but with a bad snap, he just had to gather it, set his feet, and try to find somebody. Pretty good play by Shedeur to get the ball out of his hands and not take another sack, but he had the look he wanted pre-snap.
See who Butler was working against there. Butler is an upperclassman, Jordan Seaton, number 77. True freshman left tackle, the prize recruit for Deion Sanders out of high school in this class. Second down 10, 3-man rush. Sanders steps up, surveys, lets it go, strike. Down to the 20-yard line, 1st down, Travis Hunter, gain of 21.
When you only rush 3, there's good lanes for the quarterback to step up through the pocket and keep his eyes down the field. That's what Shedeur does. He finds Travis Hunter. One of the rare times that Nebraska hasn't got a lot of pressure on him, just rushing 3 or 4.
Hunter over 100 yards receiving for the 2nd consecutive time this season. He has 10 grabs for a $110. 1st and 10 from the 20. Sanders looking, going to keep it himself. Doesn't do that much. It's inside the 20. Late penalty comes in from the sideline after he slid. Also an injured Cornhusker on the 30. And that's Jamari Butler. He's up. And Sanders to the sideline as well. A big meeting of officials on the sideline. Let's take a peek here while the officials meet. Shedeur right about there, keeps it. goes up, and he takes a blow to the head, and that's from Mekhi Bayer. After we get the initial call here, we will bring in Terry. Terry, I want to bring you in just before the call. But Sanders has gone to the sideline after that hit. The linebacker Mekhi Bayer. They also came in with the right forearm to the head. Matt Rule, like the rest of us, waits the call.
After the play, personal foul. Late hit with targeting. Defense number 42. By Rule, the previous play is under replay review.
All right, Terry McCauley, it's your time to come on in.
All right, here we go again. So as soon as the runner breaks down and starts to slide, he is defenseless. It appears that the defender leads with a forearm and makes forcible contact to the head of a defenseless player. That's targeting. Again, this forcibleness is subjective. I believe this is target. I'm not going to predict what the Big 12 Command Center is going to do, but this is a foul for targeting.
I think the important thing to point out, just as you did there, Terry, is it doesn't have to be led by the helmet or the crown. It can be forcible to the head or neck from the forearm like we saw right there.
Absolutely. He's leading with the forearm. It could be the shoulder, it could be the head, it could be the forearm. And in this case, it's the forearm, and it makes forcible contact to a defenseless player. It's a foul, it's targeting, and he should be disqualified.
You can take a look there on the left, written down right there what exactly targeting is and the number of ways something can be targeting.
The ruling on the field, the targeting is confirmed. Number 42 is disqualified for the remainder of the game.
So each team has a linebacker dismissed for targeting. Trevor Woods for Colorado and Mekhi Bayer for Matt Rule's Cornhuskers. And there we see on the sideline number 43 with the hood up. That is Trevor Woods. So he'll sit it out. Bayer will also sit it out in addition to the first half of their next game. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders has the Buffaloes on the move. Big deficit down 28-3 as we approach the 9-minute mark left in this game. Quickly inside the 10. And that's a high tackle there inside the 5. Jimmy Horn Jr. has been quiet tonight. Deshaun Singleton got him. Gain of 6.
Again, your star player, Travis Hunter, great block. He's in man-to-man coverage. They throw a quick route to Jimmy Horn, makes a big play.
Drop back, blitz coming. Lets it go. Diving catch for the touchdown. LaJohntay Wester. First 6 of the night for Colorado.
Good throw by Shedeur Sanders here. Nebraska's going to heat him up, so it creates a one-on-one matchup. He finds LaJohntay Wester on an out route and just sneaks across the goal line for Colorado's first touchdown of the night.
Kudos to Wester. He's had a couple of difficult catches in the second half after some drops, 2 drops in the first half. Transfer from FAU was over 100 catches last year. Colorado now settles into the traditional extra point formation after lining up out wide. Extra point is good. Long way to go, but something to be excited about. Transferring in from FAU, they go 6 plays, 58 yards, little over 2 minutes off the clock. And now the defense will have to go to work. 8:45 left and still trailing by 18. Ja'Cory Barney has had a big night offensively, running and catching the ball out to the 22. So before this game started, Catherine Tappan talked to Deion Sanders about his plan for getting after Dylan Raiola, freshman quarterback.
We're going to get him. Oh, we're going to get him. You best believe that. That is right, son?
Definitely get him.
Okay, and this is what we've seen so far tonight.
Yeah, we've seen 7-on-7 pockets for this Nebraska offensive line. Dylan's got all day to throw. He takes off, gets out of the pocket, it's not getting touched. Big play down the field.
Dylan went the wrong way right there, but your point well taken there. It's been the Nebraska offensive line winning against the Colorado front the entire night. And this is what we just saw. Raiola, somebody went the wrong way, and you're just going to eat it and live for second down.
I'm going to say Dowdell went the wrong way. Always blame it on the running back since I'm a quarterback. But regardless, I just think this Nebraska offense has kind of been stagnant this second half. They haven't really they've worked the clock, they've ran the football, they just haven't converted on third downs, and you'd like to see them get a little bit something going here.
The second half, Marcus Satterfield, that's the offensive coordinator behind the glass. And they try to pick up something on the ground game. Not a lot. Down to the 21-yard line. Let's go to the sideline and check in with Catherine Tappan.
Well, guys, this is a depleted Colorado defense. Defensive tackle Chidozie Kawankwo came off the field. He was in the tent for about 90 seconds. He went to the locker room, returned, and his left arm is now in a sling. The defense with another hit. We know safety Shiloh Sanders suffered a broken right forearm in the first half. Linebacker Trevon Woods was ejected for targeting. And Travis Hunter, guy, we've seen him favoring his right leg. They've been massaging that Achilles area every time he comes off the field. So certainly difficult defensive injuries here for Colorado.
KT, thank you. It takes a long time to get through all the issues injury-wise and targeting for that Colorado defense. And the game not done. A little over 7 minutes left. Little crossing route on the run is Ja'Cory Barney, and still moving. Penalty marker came raining in as he fights to get down inside the 30. So a giant plausible gain of 51 yards on the catch and run. But while Barney was doing work, we saw the yellow flag come in.
Holding offense number 14. 10-yard penalty. Replay third down.
It's against running back Ramir Johnson.
Really like this play design by Marcus Satterfield in this Nebraska offense. They had exactly what they wanted. Ramir Johnson, that's a pretty questionable call to me, if I'm honest. I don't understand that. That seems like a pretty fair block to me. Ja'Cory Barney, explosive player, dynamic player.
Terry
That's
McCauley.
a huge play that gets called back and on a questionable holding call there.
I know Terry was watching. What'd you think?
Paul Colt, that's just not a foul. He's got an inside grab. He drives him to the ground, even stumbles a little bit. Absolutely not a foul for offensive holding.
Isn't that what you call like a pancake?
We call it, I use the word overpower, but same concept.
It's been a little bit of a pattern tonight, like guys getting driven into the ground, and they eventually call it holding. 51 yards goes away. And now Raiola, third down. Lets it go down the near sideline. Jamal Banks, incomplete. Good coverage there from DJ McKinney. Crowd wanted a flag. Didn't happen. And it's 4th and 12.
If you're Colorado, you got to like what you're seeing from your cornerback, DJ McKinney. He's playing these big, physical.
Roughing the passer. Defense number 35. High contact for the quarterback. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And that's B.J. Green, the defensive end. He's going to give a new set of downs to Raiola. He called it could have gone either way there.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Guys, I know
this
is getting to be a pattern here. This is getting to be a pattern here. This is not roughing the passer. It's not late. He announced high contact. Well, there's nothing to the head and neck area. This is not roughing the passer.
Well, he had half a step into him. It's hard to pull up there. Okay.
He gets one step.
Terry's the third member of our booth here in this second half. And another penalty comes out.
False start. Offense number 24. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Thomas Fedoni, third-year tight end. Matt Rule told us yesterday they're excited to get him the ball. They have done so a couple of times. Nebraska now has 11 penalties tonight. Colorado has 8. They go right back to the ground game. Colorado's front seven is there that time. Give him a gain of 1. Clock continues to tick. And Colt, I know Nebraska has a comfortable lead at 28-10. They haven't had a whole lot go their way, and they haven't built up much in terms of first downs and drives here since halftime.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing by Nebraska's offense this second half. You've seen a couple shots of Coach Rule kind of taking his headsets off, a little bit frustrated. But the one thing that they have done is they've chewed the clock, right? The clock's running down. But certainly I think they'd like to play a little bit less conservative.
Play clock down to 4 seconds. Got to hustle it up. Don't know if Raiola sees it. And I don't think he got that off.
First charge timeout, Nebraska.
It's to avoid their 12th penalty. They call timeout. 5 minutes, 39 seconds left to play. Some 5 carries for 100 yards. Hey, Johnson's been busy catching the ball as well. They use him a lot out of the backfield. See what the top 2 have done. We got a little hint that they would be leaning into those 2, but we thought we'd see Emmett Johnson, Gabe Irvin as well, but it's been all about 14 and 23 so far. Second down, 13. Toss sweep left side. Look at that alley. And there he goes. Penalty marker did come in. Racing down the sideline, and into the end zone goes Rahmir Johnson. There is a penalty marker on the 31-yard line. Would be a touchdown of 69 yards.
Holding. Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Well, it's been what the second half has been about. The flags. Ben Scott in his 41st start called that time negates a big touchdown run.
Yeah, this is a good call by the refs here. Ben Scott just gets tangled up and ends up just bringing his guy down.
Terry McCauley, I know you're watching along with us there. What'd you think of that one?
Absolute correct. Takedown is always a foul, especially at the point of attack. Good call.
Yeah, that left arm, he had him hooked. Brought him down, so the 69-yard touchdown goes away. 5:28 left. Nebraska's 4th penalty of this drive. They have 12 tonight. 20 total penalties this evening. Dylan Raiola, 19 out of 26, a conservative 163. 1 touchdown pass, hasn't turned it over. Now Dowdell is the tailback. They go with a toss sweep reverse, little inside give to Barney. Absorbs a big hit, and 2 more flags come in. Gain of 6, and this could be another targeting call. DJ McKinney. '21 penalties. They've lost their middle linebacker already for targeting.
Personal foul. Targeting. Defense number 8. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down. The previous play is under review.
Ja'Cory Barney with the carry. Number 8 coming in there. They called targeting on the field. Terry, I know you're still with us. What do you see this time?
I am, Paul. This is not targeting. The runner is not defenseless, so it would have to be forcible contact with the crown. It's shoulder. It's not targeting, not a foul. This should be reversed.
Yeah, that's to the shoulder. Is it close enough to the neck, Terry? Because it was called. Oh, here we go.
After review, there is no foul for targeting on the play.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter, Paul, because he's not defenseless. That shoulder could have gone to the head and neck area clearly, and it still would not be a targeting foul because he's not defenseless.
All right, Terry, thank you. We saw number 43 in the sweatshirt on the sideline for Colorado. That's Trevor Woods, the middle linebacker. He was ejected for targeting earlier. He's just a fan on the sideline right now. 5:21 left. Nebraska has not scored in the second half. First half, they started out rolling to rushing touchdowns. They had a pick 6 from Tommy Hill. Touchdown reception from the tailback, Rahmir Johnson, and it's just been stalled drive and penalty and stalled drive ever since. Matt Rule told us yesterday one of the things he really liked about the effort against UTEP when they won 40-7. They came out in the second half with a big lead and still really competed and got after it and still executed. The operation was good. Hasn't quite been the case tonight. Dowdell, that was a good cutback, and he makes it out to the 33-yard line. 1-2 combo at back, continuing to work here, gain of 7. No penalty. Clock ticks. Dante Dowdell in the first 2 weeks as a Nebraska Cornhusker has more carries right now than he had the entire season last year in Eugene. Cameron Silman-Craig, we called his name a lot from the safety position tonight, takes a seat. The 4th down and 10, letting the clock run down. The play clock now at 8. Matt Rule calls the timeout.
Second charge timeout. Nebraska. 30 seconds.
Okay, welcome back inside the broadcast booth. I have a timeout. Time for us to chat game. 28-10. It looks like a good solid lead for Nebraska, and it is. But the second half has felt a whole lot different than the first half.
Yeah, just a little bit sloppy by Nebraska, right? It's easy to kind of call some conservative plays, run the clock. You've got a pretty big lead. But you see Coach Rule at times just getting a little bit frustrated, a little antsy on the sidelines. You'd like to see a little bit more from them, from their offense in the second half. But, you know, they're winning 28-10. There can't be a whole lot to complain about.
We talked about the quarterbacks and built them up so much for this matchup. The senior Shedeur Sanders, the true freshman Dylan Raiola. A little over 5 minutes left. Your read on what those two have shown so far?
I mean, Shedeur Sanders is obviously a very experienced player, very accurate. He's tough. He's a competitor. He's got great skill guys on the outside to throw the football to, but you got to have time. And
that's a heck of a punt. A lot of time in the air. LaJohntay Wester sees a seam. Penalty marker reining in after he made some cuts there toward the middle of the field. And part of a side story here is how many penalties over 20 total will we have tonight?
Get a block in the back here.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 17. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
21 penalties on the night. Ryan Staub. Shedeur Sanders' 39th career start is one he'd like to forget. You see the numbers there. He's done for the evening. The one interception was a pick six. The numbers you don't see, he was sacked 5 times. The offensive line got beat repeatedly, and they have 0 rushing yards tonight. So the new quarterback is Ryan Staub, redshirt freshman from the Los Angeles area. Did see some time last year, hands off, and that's a good start for their drive. Dallin Hayden out to the 15-yard line. Nebraska thinks they have the ball after a gain of 6, but he was down. So Ryan Staub was active. Dallin Hayden comes off the field. Has been the best tailback for Colorado this evening. November last year, filled in for an injured Shedeur Sanders at Washington State. Mop-up time in a 56-14 loss, but then got the start of the final game of last year at Utah. Played okay, 17 out of 24, 195. 1 touchdown, didn't throw an interception. And seeing his first action of the season here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, as we see a shot of Shedeur Sanders on the sidelines, I mean, look, if you're a Colorado Buffalo fan, you got to, it's going to be a long season unless you can start protecting your quarterback.
Similar story to last year. Staub double pumps. And he'll run it himself, dives out to the 18-yard line. Not much of a runner. 11 negative side rushing last year. Picks up 3, clock continues to tick. Both sides really looking for some kind of positivity here in the second half. It's been mostly about penalties and stalled drives. At the sideline there, Shedeur Sanders, night over after nothing but frustration. Pat Shurmur, offensive coordinator. See if he can get something going with his backup, Ryan Staub. Right up the middle, out to the 20-yard line. Chains will move after a gain of 3. There's so much positivity last week, Colt, in that win against North Dakota State. People expected them a lot to win by more than 5, but It was a fun game to watch. The offense came alive. It was led by the quarterbacks and the wideout, or the quarterback and the wide receivers. And they produced only one touchdown tonight. Staub over the middle, way behind LaJohntay Wester. 2:34 left and that 18-point deficit.
I mean, when you look at this roster, it's so full of talent at the wideout position. You got Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, LaJohntay Wester, Will Shepard. These guys have played a lot of football, and they all want touches, and they're probably really frustrated right now because they're not getting as much as they want because they don't have time to get the ball to them.
Four-man rush. Staub steps up again. This time he's got a little more room to run and dives out to the 30-yard line. He'll be close to a first down. Be about a long yard short after picking up 8. 2-minute timeout is coming up here. You saw Jimmy Horn Jr. a moment ago. He only has 3 catches tonight, called after he had 7 for 198 last week. Staub, incomplete. 4th down coming up. Right at the 2-minute timeout. That was Malcolm Hart. Moments ago, Shedeur Sanders, his night is done. The backup quarterback Ryan Staub is in, but he's not going to wait to watch the rest of this. He went to the locker room, surrounded by a number of people from the Colorado sideline. So Shedeur Sanders, after going 23 out of 38, leading 1 touchdown drive, is into the locker room. And his father, Deion Sanders, watches the backup Ryan Staub here on 4th and 1. They run right up the middle, and they get it enough to move the chains. So Matt Rule has a bit of a reputation as a guy who can rebuild your program and take him from the bottom up close to the top. So at Temple, 2013, 2 wins, and then they go back-to-back double-digit win seasons. They won a conference championship as well. From there he goes to Waco, and at Baylor, kind of looked the same. 1 win to 7, then to 11 wins. And Ryan Staub stepping up as he was being dragged down. The ball, was it picked off? It was batted into the air. Ty Robinson says it's Nebraska football. I think that's Jamari Butler at the bottom of the pile. And yes, it is.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovery by the defense. First down, Nebraska.
Jamari Butler led the team in sacks last year. Gives the ball back to the offense.
Yeah, I think this call's going to stand. Willis McGahee looks like he gets there and knocks the ball out before Ryan Staub throws it. Jamari Butler falls on it. And I tell you what, this Nebraska defense has accomplished their goals tonight. I mean, they have been aggressive up front. They've played great on 3rd downs. And again, here late in the game, they get another turnover.
Willis McGahee, excellent running back for Miami and also in the NFL. Proud to see that one right there. And now Nebraska in the old I formation as they honor the 1994 National Championship team tonight. Gabe Irvin Jr. in at tailback. He scored 2 touchdowns last week. And he gets out to the 20-yard line. And that's a gain of 5. Didn't quite get to finish up there with the Matt Rule and the build-up, so he got it done at Temple from a team that wasn't winning to a team that was winning regularly. Same thing he did in Waco at Baylor. And now it's only going to be 2-0, but they're moving in a good direction for something that they haven't seen here in Lincoln since 2017, and that's a winning season.
Their schedule is pretty favorable for them moving forward, and I think his message to the team after this game is going to be, defense, you played outstanding. You flew to the football. You made big plays all night long. Offense, good job in the first half. We just can't become stagnant in the second half. We hadn't moved the ball at all. We got to build on this.
Stagnant is what they've been here. Look at that, 7 seasons. They have not been to a bowl, longest of any power conference school. That's just an amazing thing to say about Nebraska. But tonight they celebrate. Dylan Raiola moves to 2-0. And they'll have to get in the huddle here and do it one more time. Raiola can take a knee. He went 20 out of 27 tonight. Victory formation for the Cornhuskers. And this will be victory number 2 for Nebraska. Offense scored, defense scored. They were in control the entire way. 73rd meeting sees the Cornhuskers roll 28-10.